The Guam Fire Department last received a COVID differential payment on January 23rd, meaning that our firefighters and medics have not received the payout for months.
So currently, we are about 4 or 5 pay periods behind. However, we are working with DOA to rectify the situation. It's to no fault of either side. It's just the process.
According to GFD acting spokesperson Charika Chargaloff, the reason for this delay is funding issues. However, she says they are currently working with the Department of Administration to pay out from GFD's operational budgets.
We're hoping that our members are understanding of the situation, and we've been assured by our management that it is in the process.
And GFD is not the only agency experiencing a backlog, as according to Department of Corrections spokesperson Major Antone Uggan, they anticipate depositing nearly 4 pay periods of COVID pay by the end of this week.
We weren't able to pay since November, but I believe once we pay this week, we'll be caught up till December.
What's the average on that, Major? So if it hasn't been paid from November, is it going to be paid retroactively?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we're getting caught up on all of that. The average officer maybe $200 to $300 extra pay period. So if we're 2, 3 pay periods behind, they get paid, then it could be almost $1,000, give or take.
Uggan says the COVID pay is 25% based on individual officers' hourly rate, and in February it was knocked down to 10%. He explains the delay in DOC's payments.
The process, it takes a long time. Just to key it in, the different process to account for it, because it's separate from your regular paycheck. So it requires a separate timesheet to calculate everything. Then it's got to be keyed into the system. And then there was, identifying the funding, because, we've been doing this since, I think, April of last year. Maybe.
Right.
We've identified some of the funding. Again, it's the CARES Act money.
Also working to pay their frontliners, the Guam Police Department is behind in both COVID differential pay and overtime pay, explains GPD Chief Steve Ignacio.
As of last week, I was all the way up till January 30th. So that means I only have February and March to pay. My overtime, I believe, is up until February 16th. And we may be processing something this week again. We're not as backlogged as before. We used to be 3 or 4 months, but I think we're only tracking about a month and a half for overtime, or a month, and then about 2 months for COVID pay.
Is
it? Like I explained before, it's just a very tedious, manual intensive.
KUAM reached out to the Department of Public Health and Social Services for the status of their COVID pay. As of news time, we have yet to receive a response. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.